Here's why you should never fly Air Canada business class. I've heard that Air Canada has one of the best business class and signature suites out of all the airlines, but I didn't feel this way. My husband and I just recently went to St. Vincent for our honeymoon and we decided to splurge a little and go for the Air Canada signature suite seats. Unfortunately, there were a lot of hiccups in the road, starting off with when we were checking in, our flight actually got cancelled. We were booked onto a different flight, but this aircraft was much smaller, which I'll get into in a little bit. Now, I don't know if all lounges are like this, but the dinner options for Air Canada were shit. I'm not trying to complain, I just was so hungry and I thought they would have so many more options. They had chicken, salad, and rice. So I was just thinking about the vegetarians out there. Like, what are you eating? Are you just having rice and salad for dinner? I had to make a quick stop at Starbucks because that food in there was not enough. As I mentioned earlier, because of the flight change, they actually changed the aircraft to a much smaller one. So we didn't actually get the signature class seats that we had booked. We got recliner seats, which is not even comparable to the lie flat seats we were supposed to get. I wish we had known about this before booking this flight. Although the seat did recline, the pillow was just like, what even is that? And the blanket was literally as thin as paper. Needless to say, we were very annoyed at this point alongside a lot of the other business class passengers. And due to the smaller aircraft, there were passengers who had booked business and they actually got downgraded to economy. Still grateful that we got the recliner seats, but because we were expecting such a high class service and we got this, it was just really disappointing, to be honest. This was the breakfast, and obviously Toronto was having a labor strike, so that was amazing. They did not have the same amount of items available on the menu. We also didn't know about this until we basically boarded the flight, so that was kind of disappointing. Customer service was no help. They told us we had to call online and that they couldn't do anything, so we just proceeded to the Air Canada Business Lounge in Toronto. This lounge was very large. There was lots of space, so that was good. They also had showers, which was awesome. We didn't get to use it because we didn't have a lot of time, but I think it's really nice that they offer that. The food here was also exceptional compared to YVR. I feel like maybe it's because it was breakfast and there's more options for breakfast. I don't know. YVR was just lacking for dinner, so very happy to have a lot of options here. We did have a second flight over to St. Vincent from Toronto. At this point, we were really tired because obviously we didn't get to sleep on the flight before. We did know that this second flight would be just recliner, but it kind of just sucked not getting that first experience of the lie flat seats. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, here's a little overview. They had plugs, obviously your pull-out table. We were lucky that we got the first row, so we did have a lot of legroom. Luckily for this flight, they had a different breakfast option. I would have been so pissed if they had the same egg omelet. So I was really happy that they had at least two options. Overall, the Air Canada experience was not great. We're still waiting for a refund, but hopefully they'll go back to us. I don't know. Would you guys fly Air Canada business? Let me know.